Have you heard about a guy called Stuart Warby? I just heard his name today because I read about a case where a couple of weeks ago his sentence in prison increased from 12 to 17 years for forcing an abortion on his then girlfriend at the time. So that happened a couple of years ago. And so the case is that he managed to get hold of pills by post abortion pills. He had an associate call up an abortion centre or whatever means it was to get the pills by post, posing as someone who was pregnant, and managed to get these pills, get them to Stuart, and he dissolved them in his then girlfriend's drink, and through another method as well with the second pill, managed to cause her to have an abortion, which actually made her infertile in the end. So that raises questions in one sense about the pills themselves, that it did that to her. And secondly, it raises the question about the whole push currently and at the moment, and also historically for years, to decriminalise abortion. What decriminalising abortion would mean is that people like Stuart, who have illegally forced abortions on their girlfriends through using poisons inserted into their bodies, they wouldn't face any kind of prosecution for these acts of violence and these dangerous acts which cause abortions, violence to the woman and violence to the child. He would face no kind of he couldn't be prosecuted under the Offences Against the Persons Act, and that was one of the acts which convicted him, using poisons or other noxious things to cause an abortion. And so there we have it, the importance of that act, the Offences Against the Persons Act, maintaining its place in our law, those section 58 and 59 of that act, which protect the lives of children in the womb. That is so important. And secondly, it raises huge questions about pills by post themselves, because someone was able to obtain those pills without even being pregnant. They were able to just call up and get these pills and give them to a third party who ended up using them to cause an abortion on someone else. Doesn't that raise questions about the whole pills by post thing in the first place? I don't know about you, but I think some people need to be held accountable, and it's time for us to start pushing back, asking real questions and calling for reforms where more protections are put in place for women and their babies, not less.